Honey.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna be doing, first, let me say Happy New Year. I wish I had one of those little blowing horn things, but I was at work yesterday, so I ain't really attend any festivities. So I don't have one. So I'm gonna put some fireworks. Hopefully, if I can figure it out how to do it. Anyway, Happy New Year. Today we're gonna be doing my updated foundation routine. So get comfortable, get a snack, because this might be a little long, hopefully not too long. So if you guys are new here, make sure you hit the subscribe button. It's here or it's here. It's in one of these spots. And turn on your bell notifications so you'll get notified when I upload. Anyway, let's get right into it. I know a lot of my followers on Instagram always ask me, how do you get your foundation so flawless? I mean, I'm not saying I don't have flaws, because sis, but it's nothing a little foundation can do. But they always ask me, like, how do I let my makeup last all day? Like, my makeup can last 24 hours. No shade, no tea. But I wanted to bring you guys my updated routine, because I did switch around some products from my summer foundation routine. So let's get right into it. First things first, let me put a little chapstick on. Okay, so I already washed my face. I washed my face with a peppermint soap. It's peppermint, charcoal, and tea tree. It really gets all that oil off my skin, cinches my pores, just is really refreshing, and it's the perfect first step to applying your makeup. I'll link all the products I'm using down in the description box. You already know that. So, throw my hair back. Hopefully it don't get in the way. Oh, I gotta lay my edges. I'll be right back. I gotta lay my edges. Okay, edges are done. Very important. Do your edges first, because otherwise, if you do them after, you'll just get foundation in your edges and it would just look really cakey around your hairline. It's not something you want. Okay, so first step after you wash your face, I like to apply a toner. The Pixie Glow Tonic, fire. It has glycolic acid. It's an exfoliating toner, so it's fire. So I just apply a little bit on my face. And this is really a really important step not to forget to tone. It keeps your pores nice and tight. And it also cleans any residual dead skin. And I do use these exfoliating cotton rounds. So they have like little bumps on it. They're not really rough, but it just gets all that extra dead skin off, which is, you know, really important. Okay, so now that we are nice and toned, I like to apply this milk stick. It is a cooling water makeup stick. It's very cold to the touch. Like, I don't refrigerate it or anything. It just sits on my vanity, but it stays extremely cold. And I do have some pores over here that like to act up on hour like 8 or 9. So I like to focus this right here and then on my forehead, nose, sides of the nose. And then I'm just gonna rub that into my face. So the next step I like to do is my brows. My brows, I like to do my brows before I apply any moisturizer, before I apply any serums. It's just, sometimes the brow pencil will just slip across the eyebrow versus like really sticking to it. And also my eyebrows get a little oily. So I am going to apply a little bit of setting powder to the brow area. This is the Crayon Case Chalk Dust. It's in the shade A, which is my shade. I like to use a brow pencil first and then fill it with pomade. Pomade just gives it that longevity. The brow pencil really just helps me outline and get a nice, like, crisp line. So whoop, I'm going to outline my brows. I have a brow tutorial. I'll link it up here, whichever side of it pops up on, and I'll link it above. The pomade I'm going to use is The pomade I'm going to use is the Anastasia Dip Brow. Honestly, with pomades, they all do the same thing to me. The Dip Brow pomade does dry down really nice, and it reduces like any smudging. Would that be the right word? You know how your brows get like oily and they look like wet? I don't know the exact term, but you know what I mean. They look shiny, like you put some lip gloss on them. I like the Anastasia pomade. I love the Forever Magic Cosmetics pomade, and I love the Crayon Case Eyebrow pomade. Those are my top 3 pomades. Love them. Use them interchangeably. I don't like one more than the other. This just happens to be on my vanity and not in these godforsaken drawers that I have right here. So I'm going to continue to fill in my brow, and then we're going to come back and we're going to get to the reason why we here. Be right back. Brows are done. Whatever. Okay, so let's get into this foundation routine. It requires a few steps: moisturizer, primer, setting powder, serums, all that good stuff. You can't just throw some foundation on your dry face and go on your day. It's not going to work. You have to moisturize. Even if your skin is oily, you have to moisturize. So I know some girls, some ghetto chicks
in the ghetto,
they like to use things that are not necessarily primers, things that you can find in your local drugstore that you use for other reasons. Focus on me. Don't ever disrespect me like that again. Milk of magnesia, calamine lotion, and a lot of other weird things that you should not put on your face. If it was for your face, it would be for your face. I just want to know who was the person who bought a laxative and was like, let me try to put this on my face. No. Over time, using it on a, over and over. I'll link the video below to a girl who used it for years, and you'll see how her skin turned out. But it's not something you should use on an everyday basis. I mean, I know some people use it once in a while, like wedding day, prom. Hey, to each his own. But it's just not something you should use. Like, I don't suggest it. A proper skincare routine will keep your face matte all day long, period. All right, so let's get into it. So after I apply toner, I have to apply a serum. I'm going to use a brightening serum. It's from Milk as well. I like it. I only been using it for about 2 weeks, so I don't have like an in-depth, it takes 30 days to see any significant skin changes, so I don't have a review on it yet, but I like it. It feels cool to the touch. As you can see, I did not apply concealer to the top of my brows because I still have to prime and moisturize and all that. So I don't apply any concealer to the top of my brows until I apply my primer and stuff. And now I'm going to go on and I'm going to add a moisturizer. The moisturizer that I love is this skin balm. It's from Touch and Salt. It's the glassy skin balm. So I'm going to apply a little bit of this. Like, we need a refill. I don't know if y'all can tell but I like to apply a little bit of that to moisturize my face. When your face lacks moisturizer, it will overproduce oil. Like, if your skin underneath the layers, if it's dry, your body sends signals to produce more oil. So that's why you apply moisturizer. And I like this because it's not super oily, but it's not really thin. So it lasts and keeps moisture in your face throughout the entire day. And then it gives you a nice glow, which looks beautiful under makeup. And because we're going to be using mattifying foundation and mattifying primers, you want a little bit of that sheen, that shine, so you don't look dry. Don't nobody like no dry. I mean, hey, if you like a dry face, go ahead. But the last thing in the world I like is a dry face. I like a nice natural. I'm sorry, I have like these little flecks of glitter on my face. I like a nice natural sheen, All right, so now let's go on to prime. I like to mix 2 primers. One primer to the center of my face and then another primer to the outer brims. So I'm going to use this Fenty Beauty matte. Is the matte version of their primer. This is really good. It mattifies, but not to the point where you look ashy. So I like to focus that primer towards the center of my face because that's where I produce the most oil and that's where my skin will, you know, act up. So I'll just put that in the center of my face, especially on my nose, right in this little crevice right here. You know, you always get that cracking right there. You don't want that. And then to my forehead. I think everybody I know has a shiny forehead. I feel like that's where I see most of the shine on our 8, 9, 10. So I like to make sure it's nice and matte. I'm sorry, with these long nails, it's hard to move really fast. I don't want to scratch my face or poke myself in the eye. So I move a little bit slow with these long ass nails. And these nails are actually press-ons. Focus. These nails are actually press-ons. I love them. They're so gorgeous. They're from Iridescent Nails. I'll put a link to her website and her Instagram in the description box as well. Okay, so to the outer parts of my face, we're not going to leave that part alone. We are going to apply some jelly primer. Instagrip jelly primer. Love this stuff. It reminds me of the Milk Hydro Grip, but this one just, I don't know, I like this one more than the Milk. Now, important step, some setting powder. Some setting powder to the oily parts of your face, which, like I already told y'all, the center of my face, the nose. The nose always wants to act up, and these crevices right here, these little, that little spot right here is where the oil acts up. So this is where I'm going to focus the setting powder. And it's just going to give your skin another layer. Gives, you know, your foundation some more longevity. Like my nose always gets oily. But once I apply this setting powder here. What oil? Excuse me? What oil? What? Don't know her. Never heard of her. And then I'm going to apply some setting powder to my jawline. Because like I said, I like to lean. I like to lean with it. Lean with it. That was corny. Don't do that shit again, Tiffany. So I'm going to apply some setting powder there. Here we go. So we are ready for foundation. You have choices when it comes to foundation. I'll tell you my top 3 all day wearing foundations. Let me grab them. Let me grab the other one. 4 all day long, all day strong foundations. On the top of the list, I would definitely say Becca 24-Hour Ultimate Coverage. This is an all day Jamaica Island hot, humid summertime foundation. Beautiful. So I'm the shade Maple. Then I would say, yeah, Milani 2+1 foundation and concealer. This is a great sweat-proof, long-wearing foundation. It is transfer resistant. I wouldn't say transfer proof, but it is definitely transfer resistant, and it's full coverage. And I'm the shade Amber. Then I would say the Fenty Beauty Soft Matte Long Wear Foundation. This transfer resistant, sweat proof, humidity resistant. She made this foundation with her island of Barbados in mind, you know, hot humid conditions. So it is sweat proof, it is, and transfer resistant, and it's the foundation I'm going to be using today. And then at the bottom of the list, not saying it's the worst, but the Urban Decay Stay Naked. You have a nice, this one is medium coverage. This is why it's at the bottom. It's not as full coverage as the other ones. You have to apply a few layers if you want like a really full coverage. But this stuff, beautiful skin finish, matte, transfer resistant, 24-hour wear for sure. So those are my top 4. those are my top 4 foundations for transfer proof long wearing. All right, so let's get to applying the foundation. You can apply your foundation any way you want. Brush, beauty blender. I don't really see a difference. I am going to be using a beauty blender today just because my brush is still dirty. I haven't washed it. And this beauty blender is actually becoming my favorite. It's a velvet sponge. It's from Lashing Out Glam. I'll link her in the description as well. It's a velvet sponge. It's not too soft, it's not too hard, and it really doesn't absorb a lot of foundation either, and it spreads it really nicely. So let's apply our foundation. Fenty, you must shake. If the bottle says shake, shake it. I don't know why you gotta shake it, but shake it. And we gonna shake it like a Polaroid picture. Tiffany, be less corny this year, okay? All right. So this foundation does dry fast. So if you're a slower blender, work on 1, split your face into 4, cheek, forehead, mouth area, nose, and work slowly. So I'm pretty fast, but whatever. I'm gonna apply like not even a full pump. This is like a quarter of a pump. And I'm just gonna start blending out. And when you're using your beauty blender, you want to bounce it. You don't want to drag, you want to bounce, and you want to make sure you're pressing it into the skin. And I like to move upwards under my eye. I feel like the more foundation and the more concealer I apply under my eye, the more it creases. So I like to start a little bit below and then moving the product up into the creases. And that was just, like I said, a quarter of a pump. It wasn't even a full pump. So this is my face. And this is my face with foundation. This is your face without foundation. This is your face with foundation. So we're just gonna blend this out. Okay, now that the foundation is nice and blended, if I do say for myself, be nice and blended. Me, I know cracks, no cracks in the crevices. All right, so now that we're nice and blended, we are gonna go on to apply concealer. Concealers honestly don't really matter because you apply such a heavy amount of setting powder under your eyes. You can go medium coverage with it. I don't really know any full coverage concealers, maybe like 1 or 2. I'm gonna use my Too Faced Born This Way concealer. Favorite. It's a must-have, must-buy. And again, I don't like to apply it directly to my creases. I like to go a little bit under and then move the product up. Just because I feel like when I apply too much, I think I said this already, but when I apply too much, it just gets really cakey and creasy under my eyes really quickly. And when I apply a little bit, a little something, it looks better. And then we're going to apply our contour shade. I'm going to use the Lancome 10 Idol foundation stick in the shade 510 Suede C. Their names are so long. Like, can we just get like butterscotch or some shit? Too much. We're gonna blend this out. We're gonna use the same beauty blender. Doesn't matter. To me, it really doesn't matter. And I'm gonna blend. And you see I'm moving the product up under my eye. And when you blend it out, you don't want to bring it all the way to your hairline. You want to keep it under your eye. And I do go alongside the nose. And I'm just gonna blend it out. And I just take it right like a L. Like a hockey stick. And the beauty blender blends this out really beautifully. Like, I'm a fan. And y'all know I don't really just be saying that. I'm not a huge beauty blender. Is that foundation? Apply a little setting powder to my nose. Because my nose likes to act up. And we're gonna let that sit. I think that's gonna be the last thing I'll brush off. Alright, so we're gonna set under the eyes. Jesus. We applied a little tiny smidgen too much. It went in my eye a little bit. And it's important to get right here for me, because that's where the first signs of cracks, because I have smile lines. the first signs of cracking. All right, we're gonna go right under that contour just to define it a little bit. Both sides. So I'm just gonna dust this off. My mic wasn't attached when I said that a few seconds ago. Whatever. And you see how it doesn't leave like any ash, any whiteness. Love it. I'm gonna take a little bit of the Born This Way powder and toffee under my contour. Just to get, you know, any whiteness, which it doesn't. Like, this powder is beautiful. It doesn't leave any whiteness to me. And then I'm gonna dust off my nose. This is when I spray some setting spray. I'm gonna take my Too Faced Hangover setting spray and I'm going to spray my face. And I set twice, so I set right now. I'm gonna do my eyeshadow. I'm gonna apply blush and highlight after I do my eyeshadow, and then I set again. Double setting is important to me too. It just gets away that powdery residue, and then once I apply my blush and my highlight, I set again. Final steps, blush. I'm going to use my Laura Mercier Peach Blush. You guys know how much I love this stuff, child. I love it, love it, love it. I'm gonna apply some to my cheeks. It just has like a nice glow to it while being peach, like the name, you know. And it just looks really pretty. Like, it's a must-have, especially if you're a brown girl, a black girl. Just looks so pretty. I'm going to apply a little highlight. I'm going to use the Cookie highlight from Benefit. It's really pretty. It's really pigmented, so you do not need a lot. Like, I'm going real easy with highlight these days. Like, I used to be a Beamer Benzo Bentley with the, you know, beaming highlight. And it looks nice on some occasions, but sometimes it just looks not right. Now let's do these lips. I'm going to line my lips with the NYX. It's actually an eye pencil. It's in the shade dark brown. I'm gonna use this lipstick from Mented. Is in the shade number 5. Mented number 5. And then I'm gonna lighten up the middle a little bit. I'm gonna use this lipstick from 1980 Cosmetics. Is in the shade Full Metal Jacket. And I'm just gonna put this right in the middle. Ooh. Ooh. Pretty girl rock. Okay, now I'm gonna apply some setting spray again. And that's it. We are beat. This beat will last for hours. Make sure you guys check out my Insta stories. I'll update it throughout. Like right now it's 1:30 p.m. in the afternoon. So I'll do like some checkups throughout the day to show you guys how beat this grill is. So make sure you check out my Instagram stories, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out. Leave those laxative prime. Nah, I'm not gonna start with y'all because y'all gonna try to drag me in the comments, and I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight. But anyway, see you guys later.
Broccoli, got tracksuits, broccoli, got swipes, hoes, not me. Birds in the trap line, birds on the phone, birds in the coop with that hookah and Patron. Birds in the trap line, birds in the phone. Bitch, I'm a bird.